Hello Miracle members, what is 2020 for all of us? Firstly, I'd like to congratulate all of us because Miracle is truly a miracle. We launched in July as the first diamond chapter with more than 100 members. We launched at 108 and made history not only in Malaysia but Southeast Asia, and the best part is we managed to maintain the number. Today we have 106, so plus minus 2%, that's relatively okay. And moving forward, what's next? I just want to congratulate few of our notable members, especially our Gold Club members. That's something that many members have taken years to achieve, but many members in Miracle achieve it within months. Well done. Millionaire givers, well done. And special appreciation to the leadership team for putting in a lot of effort that some of you may know, some of you may not see. But I think we are just amazed because we have so dedicated leadership team working behind the scenes on weekends and on evenings, and today we are at the level where many have been hoping to emulate. So congratulations again. Thank you as well to Power Team leaders for leading your team, and Power Team is really the fundamental of our chapter for us to grow, because we have a very big chapter. If each power team focus on growing the power team and helping each other, then we'll be very good hands. Okay. And in terms of statistics, today we have close to 9 million ringgit done. Excellent, congratulations. A number that is bigger than a lot of other chapters. There are a few things that we still could do better. At the moment, it's all mostly from the property and the automobile sector with large numbers. As we grow along, we hope to see transactions, the done deals coming from all different power teams, and that will be ideal. So we're working towards there. And let me share a little bit about our Miracle vision. When Adi and I started, we had this vision to start the biggest chapter, not just for the numbers. There's a very strong reason why we needed it to be 100 and above. It served as a platform for us to go international. Remember, we joined BNI for business. And why would being a first diamond chapter help us to go international? Because it will be easily remembered when we go overseas to other BNI events. We will be remembered as the diamond chapter, and we get better visibility and also attention because they will remember the first diamond chapter. And for members who's not planning to go overseas, well, it works beautifully as well, because when international members come to Malaysia, the first question they will always ask is, which is the largest chapter in Klang Valley or Malaysia? So they will come to our chapter first before going to other chapters, and sooner or later we are going to experience this, especially with the International Networking Week coming. In terms of culture, we wanted to have a very diverse culture. Then we can cross-market, cross-promote, and it's really beautiful when during Raya, soon to be Chinese New Year, Deepavali, Christmas, we are just full of colors, and that's just beautiful and amazing. And we want to have an environment where we are all very result focused. Well, we love the fun, but more importantly, we come here for business and we need to be very result oriented as well. One thing that we are working on is to have very open communication. I guess in our Malaysian culture, sometimes we are more reserved when we have certain things. We are shy to let people know, especially when it's not a positive one. Well, let's change that. Let's have more open communication, and I love it. I really love it when some members come up to me and say, "Hey Marcus, you shouldn't be saying this, or you shouldn't be doing that." Why? Wow, then I get to learn as well, because when we have open communication, a lot of things get done, and we can put our ego and our emotions aside. That's fine, because we are not here to just feel and look good, right? It's for growing our business. And ultimately, one very important value that we need to have is to be humble. Well, today we may be doing quite okay, but one day, what if we are not doing as well? So we always remember to be humble, and that helps us to learn from other more successful chapters. There are so many more successful chapters, and that way we can learn from them as they're more established. We started really well, so we should really capitalize on this so far. And speaking of growing ourselves and our chapter, it always starts from ourselves. I really hope that we all have a mindset of open learning, where we are always open to learning new things. And there's a lot of things going on. I know sometimes it can be really overwhelming for members. there's this event, there's that event, there's this thing to do, there's that thing to do. Well, there's a lot of things going on, but just be open and give ourselves some time, because this is a new journey, new experience. It is not something that is so straightforward for us to grow our business. We just have to give ourselves some time and some margin of errors and have an open mindset, learn and then apply what we have learned, and then we will grow from there. Apply what works and learn from our own mistakes and learn from our friends' mistakes. There are a few things, of course, we have to learn to improve as we are new chapter, and we do know that now one of our biggest challenges, for those of you who came in earlier, you would know that and realize that you do not have any mentors. Well, because everyone is new, so it's not easy for us to get some very experienced members to mentor us. That's why we have our ambassador to guide us. We also have some help from our director consultant, and that's why going to trainings is extremely important. And the best thing that you can ever do, or we can all do in solving this problem, is to volunteer to be a mentor ourselves, because by us volunteering, the best way to learn is to teach. Well, we could expect somebody else to do it, but why not we do it, take up the role, take up the responsibility, and we learn as we go along. You don't have to know a lot about being a mentor, but you need to have a very good kind heart and being caring for another member, because a mentoring role is one that is full of love. Our meetings have been amazing. I have received so many compliments from other experienced chapters, and congratulations so far. Now it's time for us to bring our level up to the international level. I'm so happy that some of you have already visited Thailand Miracle chapter, where we were emulating their success. Some of you went to Singapore, and I hope more of you will go to international chapters as well as other chapters, because when we explore other chapters, we could see what they have been doing so well, and then we will bring them back part by part and implement in our chapter. Some of the things that we could really do better includes punctuality. Our meeting starts 7 a.m. By 6:45 a.m. everyone should already be in the meeting room, so you have time to network. The meeting is not one where you come and then you just sit down and then it's done and then you leave, because it's not like that. It's for you to network with each other, with fellow members, get to know each other, and the conversation. What are you talking to each other about? Are you talking about the weather, the traffic, or are you talking about business? So be very clear and have a very strong focus when you come. Talk about referrals, how to generate business for each other. Punctuality, remember that. And during meeting, some of the tiny things, I know we have a habit of using our phones. Well, it's a meeting, and most chapters have 40 to 50 or some even 30, a smaller chapter. That's why it feels like a meeting and nobody is so busy with other activities. But for us, because we're such a big chapter, sometimes it felt like it's a talk, it's not a meeting. So when it's a talk, then some would walk around behind, some would be standing, some would be looking at the phone, and some even chatting with each other during meeting. Of course, the leadership team, sometimes we have emergencies to fix, so our membership coordinator in front will have to message someone to inform someone that you need to get here or you need to do this. So that's something that we are doing, and we try to minimize and avoid as much as possible. Please keep your phones on silent and keep your phones, because that 2 hours is critical for you to listen to what each other has to say, because if we don't listen, we won't remember, and we won't remember, we cannot generate referrals for each other, and it is also a sign of respect to the speaker who is speaking. And more importantly, we have a lot of visitors, and the visitors are observing our body language, our culture, and they're feeling us. So it's really important that we keep our phones. Referral givings. How do you make the best out of your referral giving? Well, if you have referrals, everyone is listening. Remember to key into the system, that's one. And when you announce, you want to announce loud and clear. And what type of referrals are you giving? Are you giving very tiny referrals, 2 persons going to a restaurant, or are you sending large groups to restaurants? And there's a trick to this. Well, you may have 2 persons going to a restaurant, but you can accumulate over time, and then you can issue once you have accumulated, say, 20 visits or 20 packs, and it will look good on you, because it's not just coming to a business networking group and then just giving very, very small referrals. We really have to put in our heart to find referrals for members for this system to work. And thank you note, same thing. If you have thank you note of 50 ringgit, then you don't need to announce it yet. You can accumulate, so when you announce it's 10,000, 50,000 and 100,000, then it will make an impact. So these are things that we are learning along the way, how we strategize and make our membership and experience more amazing, and also to save time, because if you have 10-50 ringgit referrals, then you take up a lot of time, okay? But you accumulate, then you have one time big bang, then that's more impressive. And I'd like to share with you how you can maximize your ROI, return on investment, in 2020 in Miracle Chapter. Take BNI as like a gym membership. Just like in a gym, we go to the gym because we want to lose weight or we want to have six-pack, right? That's the result that we want. So we have to be real and have to ask ourselves a few questions. How are we utilizing the gym? Did we just sign up but we don't go to the gym and expect to get results? So back to business. How do we use the BNI system to help us this 2020? I will share with you 7 ways, okay? The first thing is to ask ourselves, where are we now in our business? Because if we do not know where we are now in our own business, we are not able to use BNI, because BNI is part of our business and it supplements our business. Okay, first question, what is our stage, or where are we in our business now? What is our turnover, what are our goals, and what are our marketing efforts, strategies, and plan. That's all. Where, okay? Once you know where your business is, now the next step, number 2, is to ask, how much business do you want from BNI? Is it 200,000, 2 million, or more? Well, the key here is be very realistic, because if you want more business from BNI, then what you are already doing now, then is not realistic, because you are one person here and then you're relatively new. That way, it should always be a percentage of your business. You want it to have 20%? Do we want BNI to contribute 30%? Or maybe even up to 50%? So that's really your call. And how do you plan to achieve this? So remember, number 2 is, how much business do you want to receive from BNI? Third point is super critical. Tracking. Do you track your referrals? Do you track how many referrals you have given? Do you track how many referrals you have received? Do you track how many referrals that you have given and turned into thank you for closed business, or sometimes you call thank you notes? And do you track how much business you have received? Why is this important? Because when you can track, you know where you are heading to. But if you can't track, you will think BNI works or it doesn't work, but you really have no idea. And the app does not track much how much you are receiving for many reasons, because one of the reasons is because of tax purposes and privacy purposes, and the list goes on. So more importantly, you should track how much business you have received. Thank you for closed business. Okay, why should you want to track what you have given? Is because sometimes you have been giving a lot of referrals, but none of them turn into business. So you don't seem to be a very highly contributing member, because the referrals you have given did not turn into business. That's why you want to find out from the person receiving it, why did it not turn into referral? Was it because you have not done your part, or something has been missing, or the way you communicate, and so on. Work closely with the referral receiver when you are the giver. And when you receive it did not turn into business, then self-reflect and also communicate with the person. Okay, remember to track. And we have this thing called traffic light. What is the traffic light? Which comes to the 4th point, key performance index, KPI. In BNI, we have this members traffic light to track. So most common term you hear would be green, amber, red, and gray. Why is traffic light important? When you are green, does it mean that you will be receiving a lot of business? Potentially, yes, but not necessarily yet. Going green is important. It's one of the key measures whether we are participating actively in the BNI system. If we are not using the system, that means we are not participating, that means we are not going to the gym, the tools are there, then it's not going to give us the result. So green is just the measurement that we have been using the tools like being present, of course, bringing visitors, attending training, giving referrals, and doing what we're supposed to do, the 5 fundamentals. Then we will have a good score. But the score is just a score. We need to make sure it is still going to help us in our business by really working the system. Just like if I go to the gym, I use every single tool, but it did not follow a plan, there's no strategy, I still won't have my 6-pack. Okay, so remember, number 4 is the key KPI, which is going green. Strategy, 5th strategy. Do you have a strategy in BNI, or are you just coming to meeting and doing a one-to-ones? Do you see who are the people that can collaborate with you to speed up the time for you to generate results? That is why in most situations the power team come into play, because it is designed in such that your power team member could potentially send you customers because you share a common industry and you share a common customer database. But if that's not the case for you, don't worry. Just be more alert and observe, because you can always work with someone from the other power teams. You don't have to just work within your power teams. We have so many members from so many power teams. You can work with someone that you trust, you admire, and you know you are confident to give business to this person. So have a strategy and also plan your activities, not just within the chapter. Once you are already familiar with chapter, for most of us, we have already been here for more than 3 months, you can step by step explore into going to national events, trainings, because the market is just huge. Okay, remember to have a strategy. That's number 5. Number 6, okay, most important thing that you should be doing regularly is your one-to-ones. As the name implies, is 1-to-ones, not 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. Okay, one-to-ones. Your one-to-one sheet, is it of high quality? Did you specify what results you deliver to your past clients? Did you specify your unique selling point? There are so many one-to-ones that I have seen. Unfortunately, your focus point is on what you are doing. What you're doing is not good enough, because if you are a contractor, I know you renovate houses, but it's not going to impress the clients to say, hey, I know so and so who renovates houses. Okay, but when you turn what you do into results, I can say things like, wow, you have done projects for this big company, big client, and as a result of using your renovation services, wow, you are able to save this much cost, and you are able to improve your employee productivity because of the design, and so on. So the key here is to focus on results. And unique selling point is something that you have and your competitors don't have. It's not something that everybody has. Drill down, it takes a little bit of time, but very, very important. Your results that you deliver to your clients and your unique selling point will help us all to generate referrals for you more effectively. Okay, remember the one-to-ones. And finally, the seventh item where you should be focused on to make your BNI membership work is to apply BNI system in BNI and also into your business. Why? Because in BNI, it's full of systems and processes. You could implement a lot of different things from BNI to your company. For example, you have gone through your pre-induction interview. You can take some of the questions in the interview form and then put into your company when you're hiring or recruiting. You can see how the visitor system works when someone comes, that's your customers, right, in business. When someone comes into a retail shop, how is your sales assistant handling this person? That's the visitor hosting part. Why is it that every visitor that comes, the visitor host brings this person to the president? Why is this done? Well, you may not know yet, but you can look deeper and implement a lot of all these different tactics and strategies in BNI into your business. Okay, so there are 7 tips that I hope you will implement in 2020. All I can say is 2020 is going to be a very exciting year for us, Miracle. We are preparing for next year, and I really hope to see all of you more often, because we are like a big family, and more importantly, we are also preparing ourselves to bring in the next batch of leaders. Anybody can be the president, anybody can be the membership coordinator, the secretary treasurer, and so on. It's really fulfilling. It is a place where we learn significantly, and I can say, well, sometimes it's tiring. I can tell you that it's a lot of work, but it's very fulfilling when someone tells you that, well, thank you for all the work that you have done, because BNI has changed my life. That is priceless. So ladies and gentlemen, Miracle members, before I end, I'd like to share with you, next year, just like a normal regular year in BNI, there are a few main events. We are having the International Networking Week in February, which is organized by the region, KL West and KL South, February. And in September, we have a bigger event, which is the national conference in the national level, where all the chapters in Malaysia will attend. And it is of course also a recognition event where some of you would have already attended in September. Well, recognition is important, but please use the events to network out of the chapter so we can bring business into the chapter. And my most exciting event that I hope most of you would really consider going is the Global Convention in Miami, Florida in November. When you attend this event, you'll be blown away by the kind of people, the kind of businesses, the kind of leaders that you are going to meet in the global level. Business owners running hundreds of millions of businesses, and it's just mind-blowing. And then from there, you will see that you can learn so much from them, build your international connections, and really sometimes you may think it's expensive. Yes, it is expensive, and the way to get things done, just like Miracle, we commit first and then we achieve. We will never be ready for anything. Yeah? Just commit, and then things will fall into place piece by piece. So that are the three big events: International Networking Week in the regional level, national conference, and the global convention. And then in Miracle, just like any other chapters, we have a few major events as well. Next one would be our annual dinner, which should be happening in March. Annual dinner, and it's just like a company annual dinner. It's critical for us to attend, where we will also recognize all our high performing members and appreciation to those who have contributed. Annual dinner. Then we also have our team building where we bond out of regular meeting time. Team building, we have done one, and of course we will have our business open day, or short form known as BOD, Business Open Day, where it is also a recruitment drive for us to continue growing. We must grow because we have members who are leaving for whatever reasons. That's normal attrition rate. So let us all contribute together, because when we all work together as a team with this number 100 over, we can really achieve a lot more. Well, once again, thanks so much for watching to the end, and I see you in 2020, and let's make miracles happen together. Thank you.